A ghost in America helped the police solve a murder mystery. This incident happened about 124 years ago in Greenbrier County, a rural area in the U.S. state of West Virginia. A blacksmith named Erasmus Edward Shue lived in this county. He had married a woman named Elva just 3 months ago. One night in January 1897, Edward sent a boy from his neighborhood home from his workplace to see if his newly married wife needed anything from the market. When the boy reached Edward Shue's house, he found Elva lying under the stairs. The boy froze for a moment. He did not understand what to do. He straightened Elva and tried to check what had happened. Elva's head was tilted to one side. At first, he thought that Elva might be sleeping. He quietly moved towards her and tried to wake her up by calling Mrs. Shue. But when he did not get any response, he panicked and went home and told his mother about this. The boy's mother, who lived in the neighborhood, saw Elva lying unconscious and called the local doctor and government official George W. Knapp. George W. Knapp did not reach the spot for about an hour after giving the information. But by then, Edward Shue had reached there. He picked up his wife's body from there and took it to the bedroom. He bathed her, dressed her, and laid her on the bed. He prepared his wife's dead body for burial by dressing her in a high-collared dress and covered her face with a veil. The husband did not allow a complete examination of the dead wife's body. During this time, government official George W. Knapp and the local doctor who looked into the death cases also reached there. They started examining the dead woman's body. During that time, the husband, Edward Shue, kept crying while keeping his wife's head in his lap. When George W. Knapp tried to examine Elva's head and neck, Edward Shue got angry and started showing anger. George W. Knapp did not want to upset Edward Shue, so he quietly left. He had found nothing wrong when he examined the rest of Elva's body. George W. Knapp had been treating Elva a few weeks earlier, so he attributed the cause of death to sudden fainting. He later linked it to pregnancy-related complications. Elva's body was taken to her childhood home in Little Sewell Mountain and buried. Even in the coffin, Shue did not let anyone touch or see Elva's head and neck. However, his strange behavior did not raise any suspicion among the people present there. Elva's mother did not believe in her daughter's death. Everyone except Elva's mother, Mary Jane Heaster, believed this death to be natural. She never liked Edward Shue and was convinced without any proof that Edward Shue had killed her daughter. But the big thing was that only Elva could tell what had happened to her. In such a situation, Mary Jane Heaster decided to talk to Elva's spirit. She started many special prayers and worships to call the spirit. After praying morning and evening for several weeks, he received an answer from Elva's spirit. The mother summoned her daughter's spirit. Mary Jane Heaster claimed that her daughter appeared in her dreams for 4 consecutive nights to tell her story. She said that the spirit first appeared in the form of a bright light, gradually taking a human form and telling her story. During this time, the whole room used to get filled with cold. For 4 consecutive days, Elva's spirit started the whole story to her mother through dreams. Elva's ghost confessed to her mother that Edward Shue had brutally abused and mistreated her. One night, when Elva did not cook meat for dinner, he attacked Elva and beat her. Shue broke Elva's neck during the assault, after which Elva's ghost turned her head completely back and went away from there. After this incident, Elva's mother went to public prosecutor John Preston and appealed to reopen the case. Preston believed her story about the ghost and started interrogating the people around. Edward Shue's neighbors and friends told State Prosecutor Preston about his strange behavior during Elva's funeral. Dr. George W. Knapp also admitted that he had not thoroughly examined Elva's body. These 2 statements were enough for Preston to get the order for re-examination of the body. He got the body exhumed from the grave and took it to the mortuary for examination despite the objections of Edward Shue by court order. A local media later reported that fingerprints were found on the neck, which showed that Elva had died of suffocation. Strangulation marks were found on her neck, due to which the nerves and cells of the neck were severely damaged. The neck bone was also found broken, after which a detailed investigation of this death was done, and Shue was held guilty for her death.